talk about a few different things Love After Lockup related. First, starting off with Kimberly and Joey. Joey decided to post on his Instagram a few different photos that him and Kimberly took for their engagement. So I guess these are some professional photos they got done. It definitely looks like Kimberly has been losing weight, and she's real proud to show off her prize hips. She is ready to live happily ever after with him. I just hope he's sober, man. And now let's talk about Daniel. He's out here accusing Bianca of catfishing him. So we reported about a week ago that Bianca came out and she shared these different messages she found in Daniel's phone where he had been hanging out with other girls, and he even went and allegedly hooked up with another girl and had pictures with this girl like not wearing a shirt. And Bianca claims that she ended up running for the hills, she moved out, and she left him. And now Daniel claims that he was catfish. He said, "The face I made looking into the mirror when I realized Bianca catfished me." And that's something I said in my videos at the beginning, that I felt like he was probably going to feel like she catfished him. Just because the pictures she posted on Instagram and the pictures they were sharing on the show that she had sent to Daniel, they look so different to how she looks in person. And that's why these girls got to be careful on how many filters you really use, because then somebody may show up and not even recognize who they're looking for. And the thing is, I kind of think it's kind of hard for Daniel to use this excuse though. Yes, she did look different in her pictures compared to in person, but they did video chat, and unless she was like using filters on video chat, then I think he kind of got a good idea of what she looked like. I think someone on Reddit said it best when they said, did she put a filter on her bank account too? I just think the catfish excuse is a poor excuse. I remember Derek used to always use this excuse with Monique too. And it's like, if you felt that way, then leave that person when you get out and realize you've been catfished. The thing is, Daniel did have options. He could have went with his parents if he felt like he wasn't happy, but instead he decided to stay. Someone was reaching out to me and claiming that they're friends with Bianca, and they said that allegedly Daniel came out of the gate talking to other women. I don't know how true that is. I'm supposed to be doing like an interview or live with Daniel hopefully this weekend or next week. He did say he cannot comment on anything that has happened recently. He can only talk about what's been shown on the show so far. So I'm hoping to talk to him after the season finale. So if you have any questions about what has happened leading up to what we've seen on the show, let me know in the comments and I will add them to list to make sure I ask Daniel when I do speak with him. And Bianca shared on her Instagram, she said, "So much to celebrate this year. Eternally grateful for the gift of being surrounded by those who love me, and the ultimate gift of surrendering myself to Jesus this season and having his light shine through me." And I bet she's just so happy to be back around family and loved ones, especially after going through this breakup with Daniel. And she looks so different, I think, in this picture. I hardly recognize Bianca. It seems like she's put on a little weight. She's getting herself a little figure. Her hair looks a lot healthier. So I got to give her credit where credit is due. Now let's talk about this last episode. There really wasn't a lot that happened with these two. Bianca's friend flew out. Her and Bianca went out and had lunch, and of course Bianca was venting about her frustrations, how she feels like Daniel just pretty much love bombed her, told her what she wanted to hear, and now that he's out, he's switching up and he acts like he doesn't want to get married or do any of these things that he was talking about. And just the way that Daniel's acting and just knowing what we know now, I feel like Daniel never wanted to marry Bianca from the jump. But Bianca wasn't doing anything to prove herself to be a worthy housewife either. I think the friend said it pretty well when she said that Bianca's pretty young-minded and she will just obsessed over the fact she wants to have babies and be married, and she's just thinking about all the good that comes along with that. Like, oh, you know, that's my man, that's my baby daddy. But she's not realizing all the bad that comes along with it too, and how she's gonna be tied to Daniel forever if she was to get pregnant by him. Like, after everything that just came out where she had to move back, she would have had a baby she would have had to deal with on top of all this, and I'm sure she would have really regretted her decision to rush into marriage and having babies. I feel like she wants to rush into marriage for a few reasons. One, she fears she may lose Daniel, and she feels insecure in the relationship, and she fears that he may leave. So she thinks as she rushes into this marriage, that's going to secure the relationship. I think she also has just been romanticizing over the idea of being married, and she just believes it's going to solve all their problems and make them happier. And I think she thinks that if he rushes into marrying her, then they're going to be married before he really gets a chance to know what he's getting himself into. And that's why you really need time to get to know your partner, because otherwise you don't fully understand your partner, and that can just lead to unexpected challenges and conflicts later on. Like, if you guys are already having issues with your sex life early on, how do you expect to have a good sex life 20 years into your marriage if you can't even start it off on a good foundation? I think Bianca constantly demasculating Daniel on national TV and in front of the producers, I think that did something to his self-esteem too. And if he couldn't feel validated by Bianca, then he was going to find somebody that was going to validate him. I just think that Daniel needs to find a girl that's like in her late 20s or early 30s who's on the same maturity level as him. And then Bianca has her friend come back to the apartment, and she sits down with Daniel and Bianca and went to go get them some food, and the friend was pretty much grilling Daniel, saying, look, I know you love bomb my friend, I want you to treat her right, because I'm scared that she's gonna get hurt, and she has a problem of staying and investing in relationships even though she knows they're not good for her. And Daniel's like, why would she do that? And her friend said, well, because she thinks things are gonna get better. Daniel said that he's scared that Bianca's going to end the relationship because he's not willing to propose, but he's just not ready to do that right now. And I think Daniel got out and he thought that Bianca was going to be a lot more supportive and mature than she was. I think he thought that, oh, I got this girl with money. She's going to be willing to help me get on my feet, help me get to work every day. Then he finds out she was the complete opposite. All she wanted to do was just drink all day, and the girl's not even working, but she's not even willing to give Daniel a ride to work, and was making him pay $50 just to get to work and $50 back. And then at the end of the day, really, what's the point if you're spending all your money you're working and making on Ubers? And I think that he just realized that Bianca, in small doses while he was in prison on the phone, yeah, he could put up with her, but dealing with her 24/7, I feel like he realized that this was too much, and him and Bianca just had personalities that clashed. I think Bianca also thought that she could just financially control Daniel, and he was just gonna treat her like a princess and do everything she wanted and be at her beck and call 24/7 because she was the breadwinner. And I think Daniel is not looking for that at all. I think he wants an independent woman who is actually going to treat him that way. But that is it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think about everything in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.